In today's session, we will see about how to handle alert boxes, or we can say a dialog boxes. So alert box or a dialog box. Playwright can interact with web pages dialogs such as alert box, confirmation prompt, or prompt box. So there are normally three type of alert boxes which are there. So let me show you an example. So this is the website, and this is the first type of alert box. When you click on this alert box, you will see alert pop up with single OK button. So this is called as an alert box. If I click on this OK button, this will vanish. There is another type of confirmation box. So when you select this, you can see a confirmation box, or we can say a confirmation alert with OK button and cancel button. We can either click on OK, then it will go, or we can simply cancel this alert box as well. So this is second type of alert box, that is called as a confirmation box. There is one more type of alert box which is called as an prompt box. So it will show a prompt dialog box. That prompt dialog box can have some message in it, and also we can put some values in it. We can put some string value in this. We can input some text in this, and then we can click on OK to dismiss that prompt box. So these are three main type of alert boxes which we see during test execution on websites. In Playwright, if you see the Playwright documentation around the dialog boxes, they have mentioned that Playwright can interact with web page dialogs such as alert, confirm, and prompt box. And by default, these dialogs are auto dismissed by Playwright. So Playwright automatically handles these alert boxes. So we don't have to handle them explicitly. But in some situation, when you want to handle those alert boxes for different type of validations. For example, on this confirmation box, let's say I want to check what is the message on this confirmation box. And Playwright will by default dismiss those by clicking on cancel. But what if I want to select accept? So I want to accept this and then I want to check. Or let's say inside this prompt box, along with the message, I also want to enter some new text and then accept this prompt box. For this type of actions on alert boxes, in such situation, we have to add some dialog handler in our script. So I will show you practically. So by default, Playwright will automatically handle those alert boxes. So let me simply show you one example. So in Playwright, by default, dialogs are auto dismissed by Playwright. So you don't have to handle them. However, you can register a dialog handler before the action that triggers the dialog to either dialog.accept or dialog.dismiss. So accept will check OK button, dismiss will select cancel button, and along with that, whenever we want to add some validations on alert box, for example checking alert box message, or let's say entering some input in prompt box and then accepting that alert box, in such cases we have to use dialog handler. And when do we have to use the dialog handler? Before the action that triggers the dialog box. So for example, if I am clicking on this button and then alert box is appearing, I have to write a dialog handler before clicking on this button. So let me show you first example without dialog handler, how Playwright automatically dismiss those alert boxes by default. So let's go to Visual Studio Code. In this Visual Studio Code, let's create a new file. I am naming it as alerts_demo.spec.js. In this, I will just copy some previous example code for the syntax. So we have created alert box demo, that is a test block. We have declared test and expect, which are imported from Playwright test. Then we have given test case name, a sync keyword, anonymous function, page fixture. This part we don't need, so I'm just removing some part of the code. And which URL we want to open? So I want to open this web page. So this is the web page which I want to open. So now I will show you a simple example. Now in this I'm just opening this web page. After opening this web page, I want to click on this show alert box button. I want to click on this button, then only alert box will appear. And when I click on this OK, you will see this message, you triggered and handle the alert dialog. So if I refresh this page one more time just to showcase, so in very first time all the three alert boxes are there. There is no message in this. So when I click on this show alert box, it will show you alert box pop up. If I click on this OK, it will show you this message. Now I'm just writing a test case now. So first we have to inspect this show alert box. So I'm just inspecting this element. So let's try to write. So if you see, input ID equals to alert examples, control F. I'm just writing XPath for that. Input @ID equals to alert examples. So if you see, this element is now identifying this show alert box button. So I'm just copying this locator. Let's go to Visual Studio Code and write the command await page.locator. Inside this I am passing the locator of that clicking button, and then we have to click on it. So once you click on that, alert box will open. And when we click on this alert box, this is the text which is appeared on the web page. So I am adding some validation for this text as well. So let's highlight this locator. So this is inside p tag. ID is this one. Let's try to write XPath. So 2 times slashes p tag and ID equals to alert explanation. So this is highlighting that text. So I'm just using that XPath. Let's go back to the code and let's put one expect function for the assertion. In that we are passing page.locator. In that I am passing the locator, and that locator should contain the text value, which is, what is the text value it should contain? This is the text value. So I am just copying this, and this will be visible on the web page only if this alert box is clicked and it is handled. When you click on this, it should click on OK, then only this text will be displayed. So let's put that text here. So this assertion will pass only if that text is available on the web page. Now this is the normal test case which we have written without any dialog handler, because Playwright will automatically handle and it will automatically dismiss those checkboxes. Not the checkbox but alert box. It will automatically handle the alert box. So now let's execute this file. So npx playwright test. What is the file name? Alerts underscore demo .spec.js. So let's execute this file. Currently it is we have not added headed, so I'm just ending this process. Again, let's add the command hyphen headed project equals to chromium. Now let's execute this and let's see the execution for this file. So it will launch this web page, it will open this URL, then it will click on this alert button, the first alert button, that is simple alert box. There is some error. Let's see what is the error. Okay, so hyphen project equals to, we have put some space here. So let's execute one more time. So this should launch the web page. It will launch the web page. It should open the Chromium browser, and it will happen too fast. It will click on alert box. If you see the text has appeared, it will capture that text and it will pass the assertion. If you see, test case is passed. So this is by default handled by Playwright only. If you see, after clicking that button, so when we in the script we are clicking on that button, so we are clicking on this button and it is showing you the pop-up box, and it is automatically handled by Playwright. Playwright already handled clicking on this OK. It already dismissed this checkbox, then only this text appeared and it got verified via assertion. So this is the case where Playwright automatically handle this. But there can be some scenarios. For example, let's say I want to check what is the text. I want to verify this text. I want to verify the text which is present on alert box. So for such situations, we have to use dialog handler. So in such situation, we have to use this dialog handler. We have to register a dialog handler before the action that triggers that dialog. So what I will do, I will simply copy this line. I will go back to the code. This time where we are clicking the button, here we are clicking the button which triggers the alert box. This statement triggers the alert box. So before this statement, we have to add dialog handler. So before that, we have to add dialog handler. So I'm just adding that line. Page.on dialog which we are defining here along with anonymous function, arrow function which we have added, and instead here, so what I will do, I'm just adding one test block. Inside this block, we can add the actions. For example, we have defined page.on. So this is basically we are registering a dialog handler. We are defining one dialog handler, and by using this dialog, we can check different type of actions on those dialog box. For example, if I want to fetch the message from that dialog box, I want to check this message from this dialog box. Then there is one method which is provided which we can use with this dialog. So I'm just adding one expect function. Expect dialog dot message. So this is the method which will return the text of that dialog box, and that I can verify via using to contain. What is the message? So if you see, I am an alert box. So I'm just copying this message. Let's copy this message and let's put it here. So this statement will verify. It will fetch the message from the dialog box, and then we are verifying by using expect function with to contain the text which we want to verify. So this assertion will pass only if that dialog box contain this text. Along with that, we can also check the type of dialog box. So there are three type of dialog boxes. First one is alert, second one is confirm, and third one is prompt. So what I am doing, I am just checking dialog dot type to contain alert, because this is the first type of alert box which we are seeing. So when we click on that show button, it is showing you this basic alert box. So this is we can handle, and we can check the type of that dialog box is alert. So this is where basically we are checking type of dialog box. So there are three types. First one is alert, second one is confirm, and third one is prompt. So first we are checking for alert. Then we are checking dialog.message to contain I am an alert box. And after that what we can do, we can simply click on that accept button. So dialog.accept. So it will click on OK basically. It will click on OK and dialog will be closed. And after that, we can verify whether that text which is appearing is containing that you triggered and handle the alert dialog text or not. That will verify whether that OK button is clicked or not. So I am just saving this file. So this is the code for. So what we have done, we have added one dialog handler before the action which we are taking. Before this action, when dialog box is shown on the desktop, so when we click on this button, then dialog box appears. So we have to write a dialog handler before that statement, before the action which triggers the dialog box. Before that we have to add this dialog handler, and then we are checking that dialog type is alert. We are checking dialog.message contains I am an alert box. Then we are accepting that dialog box. So now let's save this file and let's execute this file. So this time it should again perform the same operation, but this time it will also verify message on the dialog box along with type of that dialog box should be alert. So it is starting the test case. So it is executing the browser. It will open that URL. If you see, it happened so fast. It clicked on that alert box. It shown the dialog box. It captured the text and test case is passed. So what I will do, I will just add some wait. Let's say after clicking on this button, let's add some wait of 5 seconds. And let's again execute this file one more time. Test case is already passed, means our test code is correctly written. It is correctly identifying the dialog box. It is capturing the text. It is verifying. It is comparing that text as well. So let's execute this file one more time. So it is starting the test case. It is launching the browser. It will click on show alert box. It handled and it already verified the text which was displayed on that message box. So this is the simple example for alert box demo. Now we will check for, so we have seen for simple alert box. Along with the alert box, there is one more type of box and one more type of dialog box, that is show confirm box, confirmation alert box. So when you click on this show confirmation box, there is a message text which is present on confirmation box pop-up. There is OK button and there is cancel button. When you use .accept, it will click on OK, and if you see, it is showing you the text that you clicked OK, confirm, return true. When you again click on cancel, it will show you different text. You click cancel, confirm, return false. So now we will see how to handle this confirm box as well. So we need a slight changes in our code. So what I will do, I will just copy this code. After copying this code, I am just using test.skip for this method. So this test will be skipped and it will not execute this one. Instead of that, I am creating a new one now. So after that, I am just creating a new one, test alert box demo but here we are checking for confirm box. So let's say confirm box demo. Let's save this file. So again, the syntax and rest of the code remains same. We are opening this web page. We have to click on the which button now. This time the button will change. So we have to click on this button. So let's identify the locator for this. Again, input tag id equals to confirm example. So I'm just copying this, and where we are clicking on this, so here we are clicking on that button. Page.locator input id equals to confirm example dot click. So this will click on this button. After clicking on this button, what is the next step? Before clicking on this button, we have to register a dialog handler. In the dialog handler, I have to make a small changes. So first one is we are expecting dialog dot type to contain alert, but this time it is of second type, that is confirm. So it will be a confirm box. Confirm, and then dialog dot message to contain the text which is present on the dialog box, that we have to verify here. So what is the text present on the dialog box? When we click on this, this is the text which is present on this confirmation pop-up. So I am just copying it, and let's put that text here. So it will verify whether that text is this one or not. And then we can use dialog.accept. It will click on this OK button. After clicking on this OK, we can verify this text. So let's try to identify this locator. If you see, this is the text which we can verify. And what is the locator to capture this text? Let's write an XPath p @id equals to confirm explanation. So this is the XPath which is highlighting that text. So we can use this XPath for validation purpose here. So when we are expecting this XPath to contain text, what is the text it should contain now? This one. You clicked OK, confirm, return true. So this will be written when we click on this checkbox confirm box and we click on this OK button. So that's what we can put here for assertion text. So now if you see the code, what we are doing here, we are simply verifying. After opening this URL, we are clicking on second button that will open the confirm box. Then we are checking the type of that dialog type is confirm. Dialog that message contains I am a confirm alert, the text which is displayed on this confirm box. Then in the next step we are accepting it. So we are just clicking on this OK button. Dialog.accept will click on this OK button. If you use .dismiss method, it will click on cancel button. If you click on this OK button, and then we are capturing this text and we are verifying that this text is displayed or not. So that is another validation point which we have added, that should contain this text. So this is the second example of confirm box demo. So let's execute this file. So same file we are executing. Whenever you want to skip, so we can use test.skip. So this previous method will not be executed. Only this test will be executed, which is for confirmation box demo. So let's execute this file now. So we are executing the second type of confirmation box. First we have seen alert box. Now we are checking for confirmation box. So it should launch the web page and it will click on show confirmation box button. And then it will capture the text of that alert box. It will compare that text. It will also check the type of that dialog box contains confirm. And it will then accept by using OK button. So it already happened. If you see in the confirm box, it already clicked on OK. And that text also fetched. And that's why our test case got passed. If you see, our test case is passed. In console, the test case is passed. Let me intentionally fail that test case. So instead of this I am a confirm alert, let me add some incorrect value. Let's say I'm just adding random. So this will mismatch the text. This will mismatch the text of what we are expecting here. So this should fail now. So let's execute this test case one more time. This time this test case will fail. So this time this test case should fail now. So let's execute it. So it is starting the browser. It will open that URL and then it will click on that second button which will trigger confirmation box. Then we are capturing message, but that message will mismatch. That's why if you see the test case got failed. And why the test case got failed? Now let's see. Expected substring, this one that we have added in our test script, that we are expecting this. But what is the received string? This is the received string. So that's why the test case got failed. So I'm just removing this part. And now let's save this file. And now what I will do, instead of dialog.accept, I will use dialog.dismiss. So if you see on this page, when you click on cancel, the text changes by this. You click cancel, confirm, return false. So let's click on cancel this time. So for that, in the same assertion, what we will do, instead of .accept, I will use .dismiss method. So it will click on cancel. And when you click on cancel, this content text also change. So this click, after clicking on cancel, if you see what is the text here, so this text we are copying this text and we are verifying with this one. So previously it was verifying when we are clicking on OK, but this time we are clicking on cancel. So now let's save this. Let's save this file and let's execute this file one more time. So this time it will click on cancel on the confirmation alert box. So it will launch the browser. It will launch the browser. It is launching the browser. After launching this, if you see, it has clicked on cancel and this text got appeared. And it will also verify this text is correct or not with the expected test which we have provided. And that's why the test case got passed, because it is correctly verifying the text. So test case is passed. So this is the second type of alert box, that is confirmation box. So now we will see third type of box, that is prompt box. What is the difference in prompt box? So when you click on this prompt box, this is the alert box text and this is some inbuilt default value text which is present inside this input field. We can change this text. Let's say I'm just putting Qtomation in this input field and then we can again click on OK, or we can click on cancel as well. So when you click on OK, it is showing you clicked OK, prompt return Qtomation. Whatever text we have entered, that we can see here. If you see that text, we can see here. Now what we will do, we will again put test.skip for our previous test. And I will copy this. We are checking for now third type of alert box, that is third type is prompt box. So we are checking in now for prompt box. So test.skip, I'm just removing now. So let's use the prompt box. This is for prompt box demo now. Let's save this file. You can ignore this alert. It's basically because of editor. Test prompt box demo. Rest of the code will remain same. Inside the dialog handler, just couple of things will change. So first one is we have to expect dialog.type to contain which one now? Prompt. So it should contain prompt. We are expecting dialog message. So what is the message which appears when you click on this, I prompt you. This is the message we want to verify. This is the message which is present on this alert box. So this is the message I am replacing here. And along with that, what you have to do is, we can also verify this default value. So when you are opening this prompt box, it is showing you some default value, change me. So I can compare that. This is the value which is by default displayed in this input box. So for that we have one method, that is expect dialog dot default value, that is called as a default value, and we can use to contain what is the default value present, change me. So that is the default value present in that input box. That also we can verify. And along with that, we can accept that. We can pass some value in that also. So let's say I want to pass the value of automation, and then we have to click on this OK. So for that, what we have to do, when we are accepting it, dialog.accept, inside that we have to pass the value. So I want to pass this value automation in the input field, and then I have to accept. So this is how we can pass the value automation, and then we can accept that button. So this command will pass this value to the input field, and it will click on OK. That is, it will accept that alert box. And after accepting that alert box, what will happen? You can validate this statement, or we can validate this automation text as well. So let's use this locator. So PID equals to prompt return. So I'm just copying this XPath, P@ID equals to prompt return. So I'm just creating the XPath, and this is highlighting our automation text. This should highlight the automation text. What is the value? If you see, this is highlighting the automation. So I can use this locator to verify here also, right? Page.locator. I am passing the locator value, not this one. This is basically for which button? This button. So let's try to identify first this button as well. Prompt example. What is the ID? Prompt example, that we have to change here, because first we have to click on this button, that is prompt button. It will trigger the prompt. So that is here basically. So this is the XPath for this prompt button. So it will click on that, and then we will see this return option of automation. So now I can copy this one, and then we can pass that locator here. We are verifying to contain text which we have passed via input field. And what is the displayed here? Automation. So I'm just copying this value. Right. So what we are doing here is, this is a simple test block. Prompt box demo is the name of the test file. It will open this URL. Then we have registered a dialog handler. We are checking. We have to register a dialog handler before clicking on that button which triggers the prompt. When you click on this, this is the locator of this prompt button. When you click on this, the prompt box will appear. And once this prompt box is appeared, then what dialog handler will do? By using dialog handler, we can check that its type is prompt, its message is I prompt you, and default value is change me. So this is the message which we are checking. This is the default value which we are checking. And then what we will do? We are going to pass this automation value inside this input box like this, and then we are clicking on OK. So after that, it will show you automation here, that we are verifying in our next step, that we are validating here. So this is the third type of alert box, that is prompt alert. So now let's execute this file as well. Now let's execute this file, and let's see whether our code is correctly working or not. So it will launch the URL. It should launch the URL. after launching this URL, it will open that web page. In that web page, if you see, it happened so fast, right? You see Qtomation here. Alert box also came, but it happened very fast. And then it will verify the text as well. And after 5 seconds, the test case is also got passed. If you see, our test case is also passed. Our test case is also passed. Now what I will do, I will just change the text. So let's say, instead of, when you are accepting it, we are passing Qtomation. Now let's say I am passing hello world. And then we have to, I will not verify, I will not change in assertion. So it will fail the test case now. It should intentionally fail the test case. So let's execute this file one more time. This time the test case will fail because this text will mismatch, right? So it will pass in dialog box, it will pass the value of hello world. But on UI, we are expecting it to be Qtomation. So both values will mismatch and this test case will fail now. So let's say if this test case is getting failed or not. So it is launching the browser. It will click on this third button which appeared on top of our web page. Immediately it captured the text and it is verifying it now. But if you see, this time test case got failed. If you see, test case got failed. And why it is failed now? Expected string which we have put in our script is Qtomation, but received string hello world. So that's why this assertion got failed. So now I will just put the correct one. So let's verify. This is the correct one. This is the correct one. This should match this time. So let's execute one more time. So Control C and let's execute this file now. So this time this test case should pass. So it will launch the browser. So test case is getting executed. It is launching the browser now. After launching the browser, it will click on third button for that prompt alert box. It verified, right? So if you see, hello world is displayed here and the test case should pass this time. It is waiting for 5 seconds and our test case got passed. To skip, these are basically which we have used as a test.skip, right? So this is the example. So we have seen for simple alert box, we have also seen confirmation box, and we have seen prompt box. So let's revise one more time. So let's revise in 2 minutes. So in Playwright, we can interact with the web page dialog box such as alert, confirmation box or prompt box. By default, dialogs are auto dismissed by Playwright, so we don't have to handle them. But for some validation, sometimes we have to validate the message on alert box, or let's say we want to input some value in text box of prompt box, and then we have to accept it. In such case, we have to use dialog handler. So we have seen the first example of alert box where when you are clicking on that button which triggers the alert box, or at the point where alert box gets triggered on that action, before that action we have to write and register a dialog box. So this is the syntax page.on, and this is the overall syntax of creating a dialog handler. And using that dialog.type, we can check the type of that dialog box, whether it is alert box, whether it is a confirm box, or it's a prompt box. Then we can also check the message which is present on dialog box by using dialog.message method. And then we can, after that, we can put our regular validations depending on whatever you are getting on the UI. Similarly, we have seen for confirmation box. So confirmation box, we can click on OK button by using accept method. We can also click on cancel button by using dialog.dismiss method. And then we have also seen prompt box. In prompt box, we can again pass some input value. What is the difference between confirmation box and prompt box is, in prompt box, we can pass some input value in text box, and then we can click on accept or cancel. That is the example of prompt box. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you understood the concept of handling alert boxes and dialog boxes in Playwright. In next session, we will see some more interesting topic around Playwright. So thank you to all. Kindly subscribe to my channel. Please share this channel to your friends